Dear participants, now we have the next session on Fashion CAD today. And this session will be jointly taken by our principal, Dr. Poonam Agarwal Thakur, and Mr. Mohan Kadayam from TNG Technologies. Further to the very successful session on manual CAD, manual pattern making. This session will be further a development of that session, and this will be basically covered on the computer aided designing in pattern making. And I will request to Madam Principal Madam to kindly take over today's session, Madam, please.
Very good afternoon to everybody. I was looking forward to this session. Am I audible to everybody?
Yes, madam, you are quite audible. Madam.
Yeah, that's important because, you know, as I discussed yesterday, it's very important that I keep on getting the acknowledgement from the other side. Otherwise, we just speaking to the screen, because while delivering the session, I can't see anybody. So formally, a very good afternoon to everybody. And I'm so very glad I was a part of the morning session. And I'm so happy that prior to our session, which me and my colleague, Mr. Mohan from TNG Technologies would be delivering, that you already have a basic know-how and understanding of pattern making. We understand that we are all from the field of apparel and textiles, but as rightly said, there were a few participants in the morning, like Dr. Sonia, if I'm not mistaken, and others who are, because from the textile background, did not know much about pattern making. So what you people heard in the morning from Khan Saab, a very, very senior associate, a person from whom we have also learned, under any circumstance, what me and Mohan are going to present to you is no replacement of his, you know. If at any point of time you think that we are trying to say that we can replace the real actual capacity and the art of pattern making, it is never possible. However, it is only complementing the actually existing art of pattern making, the basic methods of pattern making, and the process that we would be sharing with you today is a process which helps to make our production cost effective and also time effective. So that's the mind behind giving you the input today. It's not about replacement. That me or Mohan do not say that. So once you already have the basic understanding of the pattern making, but let us also accept the fact that there are various approaches in pattern making, right? You know, I as an individual may think differently. Mohan as an individual may think differently. Mr. Harpreet as an individual may think differently. I had Mona Lisa, who was addressing a lot of problems in the morning session. She may think differently. And I also had Madam Jaswinder, who may think very differently. There are a few, when sitting back in their respective areas, in their respective regions, in their respective cities, have their limitations of the methods in which they shall be delivering. Every teacher shall not be able to deliver pattern making exactly the way Khan Saab was doing, or what I'm going to be talking. So there are multiple methods or different type of approaches in pattern making that exist. We can pick up any one of them. However, if we understand about all of them, discussion and enlightenment to the students gets better. So it was very clear in the morning that pattern making is basically a process of development of the blueprint for the government. Ultimately, what are we doing? We're only trying to understand the body. We're trying to understand the contours of the body. We try and understand how to administer darts or how to, you know, fix the buttons on the garment. We're just trying to work on the blueprint for the garment, which is being worked upon. And, or we can say that it's a technical drawing. You know? We take a picture of the body. We take a flat drawing. That can perhaps we are working on the technical drawing. Or we can also say that pattern is a guide for cutting the fabric, because you get a template. If you remember, yesterday, when I was presenting to you my work on design, I said templates help a lot. And this is what I actually meant. So many of us, Dr. Sonia had a question, or Mona Lisa, I'm not sure, had a question that how can pattern making be helpful in textile design? Khan Saab rightly said the understanding is very important. Even in pattern making, even in textiles, when you make them do home decor, when you make them do upholstery and tapestry, there are material items for which the ultimate fabric drape has to be developed, and that's only possible if you understand the pattern. Once you're doing textiles, you understand that you're dealing with upholstery and you have to do some sort of sofa cover, or you will have to make cushion covers, or you will have to do draperies. Then it is ultimately the basic template which will help you develop further. As talking about different approaches, we have block pattern making that everybody relates to. That is a synonym to a flat pattern making. We understand that block pattern making is perhaps a synonym to a flat pattern making. Mr. Khan has already given you a lot about flat pattern making. Yes, he also said that there are different methods of developing the flat patterns. They could be customized, they could be on the standard measurement size charts. He also spoke to you about UK and USA, and also told you that the Indian size charts are still in the process. However, when the query of the Indian size chart has come, the person who said, you can please inquire from BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards. There are some standard size charts which are available with BIS. So much so, the basic development of the bodice block for a child and till the age group of 10 and further are also available with BIS. So till the time the other size charts are not developed, you can bank upon those size charts. They are very good enough and are capable enough to also establish and carry on researches in the field of pattern making. So you can bank upon BIS for that. So while flat pattern making, as far as flat pattern making technique is concerned, we need to have measurements. And on the basis of measurement, on the basis of expertise, creativity, and science, which is primarily anthropometry, we can develop a pattern. That's one method. Coming to the second one is a modeling method or a draping method. One of my colleagues was also mentioning about draping in the morning. So that's a modeling method. Once I heard Dr. Khanzab talking about it, I removed the images for the flat pattern making. This is in front of you, the draping that I'm trying to signify or trying to show it to you people. Everybody knows, be it from the field, those who are not from the field, we have a body form which works in place of the human body. We try and drape the fabric on the body form following certain standards. You know, one of the faculty asked how to induce darts into the garment. Depending upon the fullness of the body and the flat surfaces of the body, wrinkles are formed on the dummy, and those wrinkles, when controlled, get converted into darts. So that is the procedure which we follow in draping, which is in front of you. Coming forward to the core of what we will be, me and Mohan is going to be discussing with you today. What is getting prevalent in the industry today is a computerized pattern making now. I repeat, none of us, we say that manual pattern making is not required. The know-how is very important. The insight is very important. The expertise and experience is very important. All these CAD/CAM systems which are being developed upon the resources which are being provided to these industries by those expert pattern makers. And many a times, when I'll take you forward to the journey, you will see we make use of that first standard pattern to further ease out the CAD processes. So in front of you is a slide which says computer technology has integrated in every aspect of our lives. Application of CAD/CAM made their first appearance in the cutting room in 1970s. If you remember, way back in 1960s, there were hardly computers easily accessible to us. But the CAD/CAM technology started moving in 1970s. And in the recent years, however, CAD is everywhere. You talk about CAD to the children, for them, even working on Word is CAD, because that's computer-aided design development for a Word file, right? You talk about Adobe, you talk about the other Adobe Illustrator or the other Adobe Cloud apps, everything is CAD. But now what we will be talking to you about is specifically the pattern design system, which is a standard CAD, which is used for apparel design as on today. Coming further, there is a thought in everybody's mind that CAD is very expensive. I agree that CAM still remains expensive, but CAD with time, the costs have come down extensively, and we shall also be able to talk to you about different type of CADs and how nicely and how quickly the prices are coming down a little later towards the presentation. In any case, once we are not denying the usage of the standard pattern, I said we pick up on standard pattern. I don't say that we cannot make standard patterns by the PDS system. Mohan is going to give you demonstration on how do we do that. But suppose if at all you want that you have an expert person, as expert as Khan Saab, and you would never want that whatever his learning is should dissolve. What is the alternative that a CAD system gives us? The CAD system gives us an alternative of digitization. When I say digitization, it is as good as a scanner. You know, you have a normal scanner, you take you have an image, you put it on the your scanner, and upside down, and you get the image and get the print of the image. Exactly, when it is about digitization, the manual pattern can, when it is required to be used for the production, can be digitized on the life size sensitized table. You know, that table is sensitive enough. It has certain electronic cables moving all through, which can sensitize and sensitively gauge the existence of the chords at the different places with the help of the stylus, which is attached to the computer, and we can transfer the pattern onto the computer screen. Here I'm not saying printing. The pattern, the manual pattern, can be transferred onto the computer screen. And once the standard pattern is transferred to the computer screen, things get very easy. Then that standard pattern becomes a template for us. It gets very, very easy for us. If you have to add darts or you have to add pleats, you have a standard block, you can increase or decrease whichever way. And many of us would already be using the CAD systems at our institutions, but for those who are not using, this is a possibility. But actually, what is a CAD-CAM system? It is basically any device which performs a high-tech service for us. Anything which cuts down the number of hands, anything which makes our work easier. But if you want me to define it, CAD is anything which is a computer-aided design, and CAM is computer-aided manufacturing. Things get as simple as that. But when it is about computer-aided manufacturing, the CAM systems include computerized sewing machines also, which has a template at the top, which can guide you all through the procedure, which tells you number of stitches required to be taken in a particular line, and then automatically the angle of the presser foot changes, and then it stitches itself. So it also aids us in fabric spreading and cutting systems and mover systems used during the sewing process of apparel production. So this is something which is very, very important and relevant for us before you will get on to the demonstration by Mohan. We agree that computerized sewing machines, spreading systems, cutting machines, and mover mechanism provide a highly technological support during the production phase. You know, production gets easier. Today, we are not in the world where we only have to make a pattern for one individual, produce the garment, and then give it to the customer. We are working in an era where thousands and lakhs of the pieces of one particular style are to be cut together, stitched at one point of time, and then shipped also together. You've heard about Zara. You know how the production happens. You know how the ship keeps on moving and the production still continues to happen. Do you think it is technically possible for the lakhs of pieces to be produced on ship only manually? No. That is the place where the systems like CAD and CAM system are extensively used, and they are a great help for us. And CAD system primarily helps us in the pre-production phase, because it is in this particular phase that we need to cut down onto the lot of manpower requirement. It's very clear when we're going to cut down onto the number of hands, the exposure, automatically the productivity and the efficiency of the companies increase. And that is where the importance of the CAD system holds today. As for now, CAD and CAM are synonym to computer integrated manufacturing that we are aiming is going to be the factory of future, because the times are coming when we would not be relating it only as CAD and CAM. We would say that we need computer integrated manufacturing where everything starts with a computer and ends at the computer. So that is what primarily the effort is. But again, we also need to understand a background. A background always gives us a base of understanding of anything. My existence is because of my parents, and my parents' existence is because of my grandparents. That's how the chain always keeps on moving in this world. Similarly, as I was mentioning to you earlier, you would be surprised. I was so happy that I have a slide like this here, Dr. Sonia. You would agree, you were saying that as a textile person, you do not understand the usage of such like things. We have the pattern design system today only because of the textiles. In 1960, there were several brands of computers which were introduced into the market. As I said, prior to 1960, computer was a big bit for everybody. And it was at this time when the textile engineers started to think about CAD. They thought, because textile processes are always very, very difficult. All our textile people know about Jacquard. All of them, they talk about the traditional Indian textiles. They talk about Maheshwaris, they talk about Jamdanis, they talk about single ikat, they talk about double ikat. You know, I have my colleague, Dr. Shweta, who keeps on demonstrating a tough way on the looms to the students and talks to us often about the Jacquard loom. She talks to us about the punch cards and how tough it is to match one to the other and finally develop a piece of textile. So that is actually what the textile designers started thinking about incorporation of the CAD. I would request, there is somebody whose mic is on. Let me look at the other system, and if kindly the person can mute, please. Yes. I have two parallel systems working, so I can, the disturbance gets a little more. So I was sharing that. So when the textile engineers started thinking about incorporation, they thought, how can they be done for weaves? How can they be done for knits? Knits is neither simpler, that's as complex as weaves and as complex as the other structures would probably be. So the first experimentation of this kind happened at MIT, Australia in 1963-64. I wasn't even born. So many of us were not even born. But there was a practical problem. You know, when something like this came, there were individual and central computers only. They would put in the data only in those central computers. There was no integration of the computers. You know, life has got so easy for us. We've got Wi-Fi connectivity from one to the other system. Things move so easily. I am talking to you. You can see what I'm talking. The way I'm talking, you can also see my slide, which is in front of my screen. Things have got easier for us. Initially, they were not, but they became easier with the use of the modern day PCs that we have. The moment PCs came into being, and when the usage of these PCs increased, it got difficult. It got easier, sorry. It got very, very easy for us. And things were like, okay, you have something in your mind, you want to make it, and you would ultimately send it to the planner to execute. But it would take time. It would still take time. Many a times, I remember when I was in college and we had to get the digital screens developed, we would give it to the person and he would say, "Ke 4 din ke baad le jana." I'm not talking about the manual screen, I'm talking about the digital screen. You know, they would give us 10 reasons of saying, nahi nahi, isko expose nahi humne karna, isko ye nahi karna, computer pe print nahi niklega, abhi light nahi hai, abhi ye nahi hai. So that's how things were changing. But by the end of 1993, many CAD/CAM vendors had automatic marker making capability. And that was really actually when NIFT bought its first CAD system at Mohali in 1996. Yes, we also took 2-3 years. When it was 1993, the major system which was prevalent in the market was Lectra and Gerber. And it was these systems, when anybody would tell me, since I was amongst the first teachers who started teaching CAD at NIIFT Mohali, and prior to my training in CAD, I was only exposed to Lectra and Gerber, and I thought I would never be able to teach it because it wasn't a user-friendly package. There were so many theorems that you need to understand, calculations that you would understand. There were so many languages, which are the different languages which are the base of that package, which I was not familiar with. So even 1993 could not flood the industry with an easy marker making system or the PDS system. It still took time. I would not name. There was another system that came, and NIFT at that time got associated with TukaCAD, and that was the first user-friendly window-based system which came, wherein the digitization of the patterns became very, very easy, and further marker making was done in seconds. So that is the type of the stream that we people are looking. But so many years down the lane, that is not the only software which is being sold in the industry. There are many, many companies who got into this stream, who understand the psyche of the customer. Depending upon the needs of the customer, the components are being incorporated. Morning, Khansa was talking about darts, and he also tried to explain fish dart and the need of the darts and why darts, where darts, and how darts. So all such components were incorporated in these softwares slowly depending upon the requirement. And that is the type of R&D which went into it. However, even if we are using a system, we are trying to make a marker, we are developing the pattern making, we still are dependent upon the standard measurements. Without the standard measurements, things are not working. There is no other way, but things are still changing. And today we're talking about three-dimensional body scanners. And I'm sure many of you must have witnessed the ones who are only in the apparel and who are a part of the garment industry. They know about the three-dimensional body scanner. We shall also be give you show you a video live of this in a few further days to come as a part of the FDP. And today we're talking about the three-dimensional body scanner. Everybody knows about it. We've been hearing in the garment field. It's in the news. They say you reach a retail outlet, the body will be scanned, and automatically it's going to tell you what is the fit of the garment and what is the particular size that you would fit in. Yes, these three-dimensional body scanners are giving us this base, what can fit where. However, we are still waiting when we can have such comparison of the linear measurements and we can get a certain standard on the which things get easy for us. So that's still awaited, even if the three-dimensional body scanning is there. This is something which I was generally talking, because ultimately it is all mathematics that we're working upon. No CAD/CAM system is possible without actual algorithm. Now, before I hand it over to Mohan, I have a comparison to show you, to you people. And when I say the comparison, let us understand the need of hearing out Mohan today. Why do we need to understand a specific CAD system? We are here primarily addressing a CAD system and not CAM right now. So while you're working on the manual pattern, there are a few stages of pre-production. That's where pattern is primarily helpful to us. That's what we are actually using and how we are actually using. First of all, we need to make the main size pattern. Whether it is on the computers or manually, we have to work on the main size pattern. Then we have to check and correct the main size pattern. And when we have to check and correct the main size pattern, there are three standards on which we see whether the pattern has been checked or corrected or not. First of all, we do the measurement check. As a faculty member, whenever your students work on the pattern, you always tell them, put the measurements in the sloper. Put the measurements right at the bottom of the pattern, inside the pattern. Because as a faculty also, you need to see that whether the measurements, standard measurements, are proportionate to the deliverable measurements in the pattern. After that, checking of face-to-face sewing places. Comes up in the morning stressed. It is not possible to be a good pattern maker till the time you understand sewing. And similarly, you cannot be good at sewing if you do not understand pattern making. You can be a stitcher, but you cannot be a sewing faculty if you do not understand pattern making. So pattern making and sewing always go hand in hand. The second doesn't exist without the first one. But yes, you can develop the skill of stitching. That is something very separate. And under this, we also understand the main pattern size correction, the main size pattern correction. So for example, if you would want that there is a certain requisite requirement of the slope, depending upon the design, you may need it. If you have certain tucks which are incorporated at the shoulders, the tucks could be made in place of the dart. If you have certain, if you have a prince's placement, the princess, which primarily is darting to a dart, the darts can be eliminated and the princess be developed. So such type of changes are done at stage number 2. And then the next is putting necessary allowances on the pattern, because we only have a sloper. So once we're doing the pattern making, we need to put necessary allowances on the pattern, because it is the pattern maker only who understand that what is the breakdown of a garment. How do you break it? Do you stitch this first? Do you stitch this first? Do you stitch this later? Do you stitch this? And what is the type of the seam which is being used to stitch it? A trouser is available by, the stitching of the trouser is available by various seams. You can do it by plain seam. You can also do it by flat and fell. So depending upon the requirement, depending upon the type of the quality that you need, depending upon the number, the end market usage, the seam allowances have to vary, because the seam allowances cannot be same for any type of the seam which is to be given. So while adding the allowances, we have to understand that do we have production gathering allowances, shrinkage allowances, seam allowances. So when you're talking, I'm sure you all understand seam allowances, shrinking allowances, production gathering allowances. I don't need to elaborate on this. And then pattern size, main size, pattern size setting. When I say pattern size setting, by that I mean, Khansab in the morning was talking to you about small, medium, large, extra large. He spoke to you about 32, 34, 36, 38. He also spoke to you about the waist measurement. So depending upon the different size set, the main size pattern size setting has to be done. So that is also one procedure which has to be developed, because at this point of time, you need to grade your pattern. So you're still using manual pattern making. But let us look at the next step and the forward further. Size set patterns check and correction. Automatically, you have to check it exactly for the same things that you check the main pattern for in point number 2. So I was talking about point number 6, arrangements prior to marker making. So this is one procedure in the industry which takes a lot of cost and a lot of time. And pattern design system is primarily the most helpful for stage number 3, arrangements prior to marker making. That when you have to spread your marker and spread your pattern, develop a marker for the optimum utilization of the fabric. So under the arrangement prior to marker making, you have step number 1, which says separation of sizes of nested pattern. It's very important. Do you think it is possible? I have I'm trying to work on the marker. I have a small size sleeve. I have a large size sleeve. I have an extra large size sleeve. Until and unless they are separated, things are going to be very different. But then there is a method of doing it. Cutting of patterns on transparent papers. That is the first pattern, because once you have to cut them on the transparent papers, ultimately, every industry, most of the industries today may have CAD system, but they are not supported by CAM systems. So the moment we do the patterns on the transparent paper, things get easier. We do not have the lasers which are going to cut the pattern everywhere in the industry. Yes, high-end industry, a very large-scale industry does have those systems also. Otherwise, even if it's not a digital cutting, but you're using different type of cutters to cut it, transparent papers always help. Correction of patterns on the transparent papers, transferring patterns on the transparent papers to the cardboards, because now once you're transferring these from the transparent paper to the cardboard, because this then becomes a template, and it may not be only a cardboard. There are certain standard patterns which remain prevalent in the industry for very, very long period of time, and therein you find even metal templates. You even find acrylic templates. So checking the patterns on further, it's about checking the patterns and then correcting the patterns and then cutting the patterns. Before I take you to the comparative chart on the other page, the next step comes marker making and correction. It's important. Are you working on the main fabric and rib? Have you marked it differently? Have you been careful while developing the marker for it? Or have you been able to develop a common marker, not marked, and a random pattern is being placed on the rib as well as the marker, as well as the main fabric? And when you come to marker plotting, fabric marker plotting or rib marker plotting, because we're working upon 2 bits. So before I hand it over to Mohan, this is the last slide that I have to share with you people. Everything remains same in CAD. You can see point number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But see, point number 6, which I said, is where CAD makes most of the difference. I say arrangements prior to marker making. You only have to develop a model file and an order file. There is nothing that you have to do. Only on a click of a mouse, all the different sizes are arranged the way they are expected to. You only need to feed the length of the fabric, the width of the fabric, and also the layers that you are ultimately aiming to get. And many a times, even if we are not able to give the layers, once the pattern is, the marker is developed by the computer automatically suggests us that how many are the number of the layers that are required to be laid down for getting the maximum efficiency. So this is where the basic difference comes. This is our module 1 today. We will be talking further after the demonstration on the apparel design studio with you tomorrow also. So from this, I hand over to Mohan, and I shall also be side by side elaborating things as and when required. So welcome, Mohan. Can we have you? And you can kindly share your screen.
Yeah. Yes, madam. Hello.
Hello. Yes, we can hear you, Mohan.
Yeah, yes, madam. I'm sharing it. Yeah, can you able to see the screen here?
Not as yet. Yes.
Sorry.
But we can only, yes, we can see the screen now.
Yeah. Yeah, as you explained, you shared a lot of information, even I didn't know it. So today, as you said, today.
But Mohan, I would request you that you do it from the. But if you can tell them about the basic pattern development, and then you can go further to marker making.
Yes, madam. That is what I'm starting with.
Yes.
PDS. Actually, here.
Yes,
This
PDS.
is a software tool to create a pattern. Yeah, a pattern.
Marker making.
Maybe
Yes.
any kind of style. That may be a shirt, trousers, jackets, any kind of style.
मोहन सर जी आपकी वॉइस बहुत लो आ रही है जी.
Am I audible? Hello.
Mohan, you are audible, but the voice is a little low. You will have to click onto
Yes.
the speaker icon on the extreme bottom right and try and increase.
I
Yes.
did. Yes, madam. I did. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Hello. Yeah. Am I audible?
You are audible, but you are still low, sir.
But I see, I increased the maximum, this 100%. You can see on the screen.
Actually, Mohan sir, you are
hear
seeing it seems that you are in mute condition. So please unmute yourself.
No, he's on an unmute mode. Let us all understand that perhaps he's otherwise also a little soft while talking. So I think the more we will be able to concentrate on the screen, because he would be majorly demonstrating, please.
Mohan sir, your both mics of yours are on mute. Please unmute one.
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, can I continue, madam?
Yes, please.
Yeah, see, this is a software tool for the pattern development. As I said, the pattern development or pattern engineering, whatever the terms. So here in the software, we have 3 different modules. The first one is the PDS.
Mohan sir,
that you can
not
say that
able
the
to hear
pattern
anything.
design system. Sorry. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Mohan, please.
Yeah. But somebody says that they can. They're not clear with my voice. So this the first one is a pattern design system. As I said, is a PDS. In this, what can be done? We can develop the pattern. As I said, in any kind of style. Style is nothing but the shirt, trousers, maybe jackets, again, any kind of style. And after developing, if you want to go for the insertion of the dots, maybe the arrow dot or fish dot, types of dots, we can go for insertion of the dots and as well the pleats, maybe knife plate or box plate. complete insertion. And if you want to go for the pattern modification, in case you want to do any modification.
Voice is too low, ma'am.
I'm speaking.
Mohan sir, your voice is too low.
How can I? But this is all on.
Mohan sir, it is not audible.
Mohan sir, you can try from
It's not
another
audible, sir.
device. You can try from another device from which you are sharing. You can unmute from there.
Yes. Yeah, can you hold on?
Or
Ma'am,
Mohan, there
actually,
is
I
an
think-
alternative. If you can use your earphones, are you carrying one, Mohan?
Yeah, I'm using earphones.
If
He
you
is
can,
presenting. From where
Ma'am, I
he is
think
presenting,
we
we can
can-
unmute from there also.
Actually, I think
Which one, madam?
it is better to increase our volume in our end. I think that is
Yes.
helping me. That is helping me, ma'am. Actually,
Exactly.
I have increased my volume in my laptop, so it is now okay. I think
Yes.
that we all can do, ma'am.
that we can all do, because he's a very, very soft-spoken presenter. And
We can
so-
also turn on the captions.
Yes, you can also turn on the captions. In the video mode, on the right-hand side, you get this option. So you can turn on the captions. You will be able to read what he's speaking.
Yeah. Can I continue, madam? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you can please continue. They will manage the sounds. Yes.
No, just I'm asking. Am I audible to you? At least, so that maybe.
Yes.
Yes, Mohan sir, you are very much audible. If we can increase volume at our end, you are audible. It is okay, ma'am. At least from my end, I don't know about others.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. So I'll continue, sir. Yeah, as I said to you, this is the PDS pattern design system. Here, the patterns can be developed. That may be any kind of insertion of part, leads, and the pattern modification can be done in. Once you develop the patterns, these patterns can be taken for grading. There, you can grade the patterns. I'll show you that different methods. The patterns. Yes, this is second module within grading. Grade all the patterns. Those patterns can be taken to the marker menu. It's nothing but the patterns can be aligned with the maximum. We can talk about the efficiency. We can say the maximum utilization of the pattern. Yeah, first we start up with the PDS. As I said, the pattern design system. I'll create 1/4 shell of a pattern and how to develop pattern, how to make that. I can show you on the first module, as I said, the pattern design system. Any style before creating, first we'll go for the unit settings. There you can, in the right-hand side corner of the screen, you can find unit settings. There, either you want to create the pattern either in centimeters or in the fraction format or in inch format. So first we can select which format you want to select, the unit type. Now, this is the unit setting is in now is centimeters. If you want to go for the fraction format, this is the fraction format. It's nothing but if you divide 1 inch in 8 divisions. So we can say the first one is 1 inch, second one is the 2, 8, 3, 8, the last one is 8 bytes called 1 inch. And there we find decimal mode is nothing but
Still, it's too low, ma'am. The caption also are on, but we can't see anything.
Can you see my screen there?
We can see the screen, sir, but the voice is too low.
Yes.
सेम हियर मैम मैंने मैक्सिमम वॉल्यूम करके भी देखा है बट
Yeah,
आवाज
I am same here, ma'am. I have tried with the headphone also. It's too low. We can't hear. There is no use then to go through only the visuals then.
Ma'am,
Uh,
we cannot hear anything.
I don't know
uh,
how. What is the case with the Anirban son? He's saying like everything is okay. He has increased the voice of the volume, voice of the laptop. We have increased
uh,
everything. I mean, I'm using the
Dr.
headphone also, but it's not audible.
Perfect, Dr. Praveen. Perfect, Dr. Praveen. I understand there. This is technology, and we're all using technology at present point of time. Maybe there is some signal error which is happening at his place. He's sitting down south, not even in the main city, in the remote village, and trying to deliver it to us. He's just trying to manage at his end, and as soon as he will be able to manage, I'm sure the sound will be better. You know, I would request
Yeah,
everybody to kindly cooperate.
Thank you, ma'am.
Kindly. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Mohan, please continue.
Hello.
Yes, please continue, Mohan.
Hello.
Yes, Mohan, we can hear you. Please continue.
Hello. Hello.
Mohan, you can please carry on. Otherwise, you can try logging out once and then you can log in again. But I think we can see your screen, so everything sounds okay.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Let me try and give him a call.
Hello.
Yes, Mohan, we can hear you. Please continue.
Hello.
Um,
Hello. Yeah.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Hello. Madam. Acha, okay, madam. I thought somebody can listen. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah.
I've already had a talk with him. He's just trying to make the requisite changes and he's connecting back. Mohan, please unmute yourself now. We can see your screen, everything is visible. You only need to unmute. I'm sure he's logged in again and then he needs to unmute only now. Just trying to share the picture with Mohan. That's what technology is all about. Mohan, I've shared the picture with you. There is a mic on the extreme left-hand side. Please click on that mic on your screen. Or the other alternative is only that you log out and log in again. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, yes, sir.
Hello, Mohan sir.
I wrote to him to join back, so he's logged out. I'm sure he will be able to successfully log in now. Let us all understand these are small little technical problems which happen every day. We've also been conducting online classes for almost 1.5 years. We as teachers may have become good at it, but we are facing such like problems every day. And I think this is the part of learning process. But this time of system
Yes, ma'am, absolutely
was
right.
arranged only because because this is the type of the system that we arranged only because we wanted to give you the best, so that you get the first-hand information from the person who's actually working on the development of these softwares. You know, I as a teacher may miss onto some aspects of this PDS system or the marker making system, but then I thought he was the best person. Otherwise, it was so easy for me to do it. But then what I would do, you would already know. But what he would explain, he will also explain it to you about the nitty-gritties of the software and what is in the pipeline, what's coming next. So that is the only thing. So let us cooperate and have a little more patience.
Ma'am, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, please carry on.
Ma'am, it's due to the poor connectivity. We must bear with him.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, we have to. We have to. Yes, he's back. I saw him for a little while. He's going to connect back. He's connecting back. And let us understand, he's sitting in the remote, but he very sweetly agreed to deliver. Because of the lockdown, he had to move back to his home village. So, but he agreed. Yes, Mohan, we can hear you.
Now just relog in again.
Everything perfect. Do not listen to anybody. Please carry on. Best
Yeah,
wishes.
madam.
System is
Yeah,
going to work. We can see you. Yes.
yeah, yes. So as I said earlier, first we need to set up the units here. That may be either centimeters, and the form this is a centimeter. And if you want to go for the fraction format, we can go for here 1/8, 1/16, 1/32, and 1/64. What is this? See, if I select, for example, 1/8, if we divide the inches in for 8 divisions, the first one you can say that 1/8, as you know it very well. So 8 gives 8 by 8 will be the 1 inch, the last one. So if you want to go for an inch format, you can go for the decimal mode here.
Yes.
This is now an inch format. After that, what I do here, I go to the setting, I'll set up the material. Material is nothing but, see, now I'm going to create 1/4 shirt pattern. If you consider a shirt, the fabric will be same for all components. The component is nothing but I can say that it's a front, a back, a yoke, sleeves, everything will be the same. At the time, what we can do is we can select the fabric, the main fabric as a cotton or any single fabric. If you want to go for the trousers or jacket, the fabric will be maybe 2 or 3 different fabrics, the lining and the main fabric.
Right.
Here we can assign to each component wise the fabric name. I'll show that where it will be useful in the marker making. Automatically it splits different fabrics. Now just I enter here the standard fabrics in the material name in the box. After that, I go for the size name here. This is for the grading purpose. I think everybody be aware what is the grading, increase or decrease in
Yes.
the patterns.
Yes.
So here, what I do here is the sizes can be either alphabet or numerics. Here, A and B, the columns, these two are the standard. You can see here, either you can want to modify by making double click, you can modify the size name here, or we can go for a new column here and then we can enter the size list.
Right.
And I can select the sizes here, or if you want to go for one more size, you can enter there. It's like an Excel table. Now I go for the 4 sizes here, S, M, L, and XL. I click on OK. There you can see at the bottom of the screen the different sizes here, S, M, L, and XL. These are all the different sizes. Now I'll create a pattern by using the intelligent tool, like you can say that the pen tool. Maximum of the pattern can be created by using, this is the only tool, the pen tool. Now we start up with the front and the back in the same the component. That you can say that drafting we can call it. So first I'll go for the full length of the shirt. Let's say the length of the shirt is considered 25 inches. I'm talking about inches because I'm very comfortable with the inches, and as well, I'm also comfortable creating the pattern in the vertical direction. Or you can also create the pattern horizontal way. Yes. Now I go for the vertical. I already mentioned the length as 25 inches. So I got the full length of the shirt. If you want to measure the full length, here there is a tool here, a line length. By just clicking on the line, there you can see the length of the line. And I make this the full screen. In the same way, I go for the neck width. Neck width as 3 inches. 3 inches. And after that, if you want to make a shoulder, generally, manually, how we make, just make a line from here, a length of a line, then again we'll come down the shoulder, drop, then we join it.
Yes.
Yeah, here what can be done, directly we can go for the pen tool, we can use the coordinates like X and Y axis. I go for the X axis as 9 inches, the shoulder width, the total, half of it. And then shoulder slope I consider as 1.5 inches. I mentioned minus because it has to come down. So I mentioned minus. If you give plus value, it will go to the upward direction. Just a sign here. I just click OK, then I just join this as a shoulder directly. After that, I go to 1/4 of the shirt for the chest. Let's say it is a 10 inches I consider from the top. You can say that for the top, the center of the front neck. So this is a 10 inches here. There you can see the mark. And 1/4 chest is a length, it's a 10 inches. And then I'll go for the bottom here. as 10 inches. I join the side seam and as well the armhole. Here, armhole is nothing but it will be as a curve, but I'm making a straight line. Hello?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Yes. After that, I'll go for the front neck drop as considered as 3 inches from the center front neck. Just I join it. I'm making everything as a straight lines. Later, we can consider 2 ways. Directly, we can also make a curve.
Right.
Or we can make a line, then we can modify accordingly the requirement. First, I'll show the first how to make lines, then modify. Next step, I'll go for the back neck drop here. This is for the back neck drop. After that, I use the same here, the tool, the pen tool. I just modified front neck and back neck as well, armhole. By making just right, I modified it as well. Parallel, you can also have a look on the measurement. It's a curve length. So how you want, you can just drag to modify. Front and as well this is the back. So just modify, and here I come to again for the armhole. Here, if you want to add, you can add a number of points on the same line. By using the control key here, just I add the points and then I modify it, the shape. Here I can find the armhole length, the depth is 9.7. In the same way, I'll go for the back as well. I'll make a line. I just modify this. This is for the back. I just made front and back in the same drafting. This we can say the drafting. Now what I do, I just separate the front and back. Using the move tool here, first I'll go for the front here. And then this is the back. Now there you can find unwanted lines, extra lines that can be deleted by using pen tool again. Or there is a split tool here. By using that, we can split the lines, then we can delete the unwanted lines. Yes, I separated. Now we can discuss about the pleats. I'll show that the arrow, the pleats, 2 different types. One is a fish dart and one is second one is arrow dart. But maybe this is a shirt, we may not get the dart over here, but I'll show how the dart works on the pattern. There is a tool here called insert or create a dart. Create a dart. Let's say where you want the dart, maybe at the neck, armhole, shoulder, side seam, maybe at the bottom, anywhere, any segment, you may require the dart. First, what we do here, first we take a pen tool and just we draw a line. Let's say I go for the 7 inches, the length, the dart height, let's say. I just draw a line. That may be anywhere, not exactly at the waist only. That may be anywhere. Yeah, just draw a line. Then I go for the tool here, called the create dart tool here. Then I'll give the dart width, let's say 1.5 inches. As we see in the previous the session, the dart length, the width must be 1.5 inches the max.
Yes.
Yeah. So just I consider 1.5 inches. I just click on the lines, the dart will be inserted over there.
Yeah.
And after that, this is open. Then if you want to make a cap, there is a tool here, the dart cap or dot head, we can say that. This can be added automatically. There you can see the pink colored lines between 2 points. This we call auto notches. So automatically it will be added so that it will be easy to fold the pattern. Yes.
And I think, Mohan, this is one of the very big problems once we're teaching pattern making, and when the patterns are developed, the major error comes on while folding the darts.
Yes.
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 Yeah, but here, the folding also, I'll teach you that in the second way. I'll show you in the armhole. Once you, fold the pattern of the dart, how the shape, particularly that we measure in the armhole shapes, or maybe in the neck, frankly, I can say that in the curve shapes. We can measure. In straight lines, if you fold, automatically it will be matched.
Yes.
Yeah, here you may not get any kind of problem, but only in the shapes, the curves. There, I'll show that by using particular tool, we can also sew, that we can call it as technically the sew the dart and see the shape, how it looks. And we can also match. Yeah.
Yes.
This is the first, I'll show you that later. First we'll see that this is the one. And if you want to make a fish dart, the second one, there is a ready tool again here for the fish dart. Here, we can insert two different ways. If we have any reference point inside the pattern, let's say here we can have this drafting, which I made. There you can see inside the lines. If I have a reference point directly, you can click on the point, which that may be your reference. The first step, first method. If we have a reference point, just click on it and go for the specification. There you can see dx and dy, which means in which direction you want the dart, either vertical or a horizontal. Yes. Now I go for here, I make a vertical dart, which means the dy. Dy is nothing but from this point to upwards towards up. Let's say 5 inches, I'll give it as. And the width is 1 inch, the dart width, this is the width.
1 inch.
And L is nothing but below this point. That may be 5 inches or maybe equal or unequal. Now I'll go for as 7, let's say. Now I can go for the preview. Now you can say this will be the 5 inches and below this will be 7 inches.
7 inches.
And these are all straight lines. If you want to make it as in a curve mode, just click on this. Now we can adjust these. You can see the shape will change automatically according to how you drag this. And then if you can click OK here, see the shape also will change. This is the one.
Right.
And if you don't have any reference point in this pattern, if you see, I don't have any reference point. I cannot click directly inside the pattern anywhere because I don't know where I've clicked.
Yes.
So what we can do is, we can go for some particular point as a reference. Either this we can call it as HSP, and this is a shoulder, and it's, I don't know, any point as your reference. For example, I consider this HSP as my reference. And here I can use this snap sheet. It's nothing but X and Y coordinates. Let's say this is, I'll give it as my total length is 25 inches. And let's say I'll go for 10 or 12, the length from the below this. And here I'll give it as 2 inches. I got this point, then I click OK here. Now I got the specific point. Now I can enter the dart. So I inserted a dart here. This is called the fish dart. Yes. Now I go for how to make pleats. Before that, I cut this back because I don't have even a yoke. I can also cut yoke from the same back instead of creating yoke separately. So we can also cut within the pattern. There is a tool here, split or cut pattern. So by using that, what can be done? The pattern can be split easily. In anywhere, it's not only the straight lines. You can also cut in a curve shape too. For example, I'll make like this. Even in curve shape too, the patterns can be split. Not only the straight line. Yeah. Okay. Now I'll show you that different types of pleats can be added in the pattern. So if you want one pleat, I'll go for one single line for the pleat. That may be any kind. It may be a box pleat or knife pleat, any kind of pleat. If you want to go for multiple pleats, then you have to use multiple lines for the pleat. Now I go for the pleat tool here. This is a pleat. On the right hand side, top of the corner of the screen, you can see either knife pleat or box pleat. First I will see the knife pleat. I select the pattern here, and then we can define the upper value and the bottom value. Let's say I'll give equal both sides. See, now this is the knife plate, both sides equal, the knife plate top to bottom. If you want to change the dimension, let's say at the top I need only the 0.5 inches, you can modify it, or maybe 0. Let's say I don't want at the top, maybe you can see the pleated skirt.
Yes.
That can be reduced. This is a knife plate. If you want to change this as a box plate, I select the box here. You can make the box plate. Let's say I change the value here. Let's say 0.5 inches on the both sides. You can modify the box plate. And if you make 0 on the top will be 0, the bottom will be expanded. Each line has 1.5 inches. That's thanks. Yeah, this is a pleat. Now you are asking me that the sewing of the dart. See, I can show you that here on the curve shape. See, for example, I want to make a dart here. Let's say that maybe 5 inches or 6 inches, whatever the dart length will be. Now I insert a dart of width 1 inches. So just what I do here, I'm modifying, because this will not happen in the ready pattern. You know, the digitizing or importing of the patterns. Once you import the patterns, there you can see the difference. But whatever the pattern we create, the problem will never occur here. Now, see, if I fold this, what happens? I just move the point over there. There is a tool here, sew the dart. See the shape. And you just modify this. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just modify again. Like this. See now, the shape is not correct once you fold the dart. Now, I modify this, the smooth shape. There you can see, and then I make just right click. Automatically, the bottom also will be adjusted or modified.
Yes.
This we call the swing of the dart. But particularly, this can be used only the imported for the patterns. Maybe you may use the different softwares. Those softwares can be exported to DXF. That is different formats. DXF, those DXF files can be imported. There may be some varies by closing the dart. So by the time we can use it. And the second one, digitizing of the pattern by clicking maybe 0.2 mm here and there. So those points can be modified by using the tool here. This is a sew dart. I hope you understand, madam, this.
Yes, yes, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I just make
Mohan, just a little peep into, you can also tell them how to, if they do not want to do the curve like this, how can they use a template and then do it? You know, because we already, yeah, just placing a template like a French curve also is a possibility. So there are many who would not want to remember the gradients, you know, and they would only want to use the template. If it's available, it can be placed on the screen and then automatically the armhole gets modified. All right, even if you're not doing it, this is for everybody to know. This is also a possibility. There is a dictionary in every software wherein they have the templates already available. So you have a specific curve that you want to add to your garment, you can just place that curve and accordingly the armhole will be variated. And many a time for the hems of the shirts also this happens. So this is how it works. Please carry on, Mohan.
100%, madam. See, then I can also share the dictionary, what you asked me.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have till time up to 2, right, madam?
Yes. Yes, please carry on. We'll stop you.
No. There is an option also. There are many options.
Yes, yes.
Ask me that each segment can be stored in the library as well the total pattern can be stored in the library. I'll show you an example here. I store a curve here, store curve, let's say. I just select this. As soon as I click, you can find the library here.
Yes.
So just what I do here, I just add a group. For example, it's a new group. I'll give as, you know, like a new group as 1. Okay. I just click OK. So
and automatically that curve falls in place.
One thing. The second thing is, if you don't want, if you want as a pattern into the ready library, so that can be possible by using this store part.
Yes.
So directly I select this component and then I make a right click. So here collars, then we can also create a new one here, key group.
Yes.
Sorry, new part by giving the name. So you can also store here. See, I already have saved.
Yes. Yes.
So whenever you want, directly go to here, retrieve part. Go to this particular component, then select, and then retrieve.
Yes.
So that can be possible in the library. Yeah. Yes. Next, I'll create sleeves here. How to make, or else I can open the pattern. These are all, unfold. I just generated. I just open all these components. In the same way, I scroll it and I create how to create, sleeves.
Sleeve.
Let's say my full length will be 25 inches. I calculated this calci here. 25 inches is the full length of the shirt here. In this, I reduced 1.5 inches as a shoulder slope. I reduced it. And in the same way, I reduce, let's say 2.5 inches will be the cuff height.
Yes.
Let's say. So just 21 inches, it must be my full length of the sleeve. So I consider as 21 inches. And I have to go for sleeve cap height, 25 divided by 4. Let's say 5.25, I consider as plus 1. I consider 6 inches from the top for the sleeve
Yes.
cap height. So I consider 6 inches. It differs from style to style.
Yes.
It may not be stated as we see the previous session, that explained, style to style, everything will differs. So
Yes.
I consider as divided by 4 plus 1. It's a formal shirt.
Yes.
So this is 6 inches sleeve cap height. And this will be the bicep. Bicep will be like the sleeve cap plus 1. So I consider as length, it will be like a 7. And then we'll come to the bottom. And then it will be minus 1 inches of the bicep, and consider 6 inches. This is without peak. What I meant. There are two different ways to create a curve.
Mhm.
Generally, accordingly, your curriculum, I'm talking about the curriculum.
Curriculum.
What can, yes. In your syllabus, you divide into 3 equal parts,
Parts.
or maybe 4. I think 4.
Three equal parts generally for a sleeve, and then
Yeah, 3. Okay, 3 equal parts.
and many a time 4 also varies. Huh?
It varies, it depends. So
Yeah.
just what I did here, I just consider 3 equal parts. After that, I'll go for angular line. By angular line, if I take a pen tool, I may not know the angle exactly. Here I'm going to draw the line. So there is an angle tool here. By using that, what can be done? I just draw 90 degrees. See, there's automatically refers. 90 degrees means the up and down. If you go
Yes.
for 45 degrees, it's in bias direction, 45 degrees. So now here we need 90 degrees. So maybe 0.7 inches on the top, for example, say 0.7. And here at the bottom, 0.7, just I consider. And then I take the pen tool, directly I just connecting two
Draw
sides,
the
I
curve.
can make a line.
Beautiful. Yes.
This is a one way of, the creating of the curve. Or in industry, what happens, because already I split, I consider the length, 6 inches. So accordingly, the calculation, it will be specifically mentioned in the specification chart. What is the bicep, everything. So accordingly, if you can make directly, what can be done? The curve can be created directly without any splitting into equal parts. So what I do here, just I consider and I make it here.
Yes.
So this is the front. In the same way, I'll go for the back part here. I just draw one more line and then I just modify it. See, on it.
Yes.
So now what I do now, I just mirror it.
Mirror.
I just select the front on the one side and then I can delete the unwanted lines in this. In the same way, I'll go for cuff, unfold the cuff. So because I measure from here to here, it's 6 inches. 6 inches. So I go for the pen tool again. I go to the rectangular length will be 6 inches. The height I consider L here as 2.5 inches. Because already I reduced in the sleeve length height. Yeah. So here, if you want rectangular curve, no need to make this. Directly you can make a bigger rectangle. If you want to give any particular shaping onto the corners, then you have to use the tool here. Otherwise, you can directly make the full rectangle, 12 inches by 2.5.
Yes.
Like this. Yes, like this. No need to go for the corners. And if you have any particular shapes, there is different tools here, radius corner here. So by using that, let's say if I want to go for 0.5 inches on the corner to trim, so automatically it trims. Maybe 0.5 or let's say 1 inch. You can just have a look on it. It's 1 inch. And then you can make a mirror. This is, you can say that regular means both sides equal. And if you don't want unequal, let's say, there will know specifically the point, so you can drag. Know specifically the particular, the measurement.
Right.
Okay, I'll take it as 1 now here, and I just make a curve, and then I just mirror it. I just mirror it. So just I made here what I made, the front, back, yoke, slings, and curves. In the same way, as you asked me earlier, I can also import, let's say, store part, retrieve part. I can go for colors. Already this is same.
Colors,
Go to
yes.
colors. Yeah, I go to element mode, just click and then click. So those patterns will be, again, no need to create. I just pick
Fine.
it from the library, whatever we have created. And then just, if you want to modify, you can modify this, or you can just open it, the same as usual, the pattern. Yes. Now, whatever I have developed, these are all, we just call it as, like drafting. Drafting is, drafting. Drafting, which means it doesn't have, the grain line inside the components. So we can easily identify, and also the color is in a white color. It doesn't have the grain line. So what I do here, I just place the required component on the screen. The rest I convert into auxiliary line, which means I'll explain you that. So auxiliary line, this I don't want. This is just a drafting. The rest I need as a pattern. So just the rest of the component is kept as it is. Now I just click on the refresh button. As soon as I click, all components turn into the pattern. There you can see the grain line.
Yes.
In a single click. Yes. And then if you want to modify again, because see, if I don't convert this into auxiliary line, this also will be converted as a pattern.
Converted as a pattern. Yes.
Yeah. So this may not require. That is the only reason just I converted. And also one more thing here, by mistake, if you delete any pattern, now we can make undo. Tomorrow we cannot do. Once we close and open, we cannot do undo. So by the time, again, you can convert this into drafting and you can retrieve the pattern from the drafting.
From
so
the
no need to delete it. It's like just like a block. Yes, I convert this into.
Yes.
Yes. And here you can find, as soon as I convert into pattern, you can find the 2 different lines on the pattern. That is, one is a seam allowance. Automatically 0.39 will be inches added default in the pattern. That can be changed. There you can see the edit seam. By using that, see now I can change here. Let's say at the neck, I'll go for 0.25 inches. Change the seam allowance. And at the bottom, I'll go for 1 inch.
Right.
At the bottom, let's say 0.5 inches. And then the shoulder, let's say 0.5 inches. So here I may not require, let's say 0. If you don't want, you can make it as 0. In the same way, you can modify wherever you want to add different types of seam allowances that can be added all over the pattern. And in the same way, notches also can be added where you want to add a notch. See, this is auto notch, which I explained earlier. Auto notches will be added. Otherwise, if you want to add a notch, particularly in a certain distance, for example, side seam, let us say. So there is a tool here, add notch at the distance, let's say length at a distance of 4 inches, I need to add a notch. So the notch can be added over there.
Right.
Yes. Yes, madam. And
Yeah, that's clear.
Yeah, you explained that. One more thing, the adding of, in the previous session, in the previous session, the whole, what do you say, shrinkage. If you want to add shrinkage, it depends on the style again, not for all the components or not for all fabrics, it depends on the style. There, the shrinkage tool here it is. So by using this, the shrinkage can be added. Let's say x-axis 2, it will be in a percentage. 2, let's say y-axis I'll give us 4. I select the pattern, then right click. The pattern will be increased automatically. You see, I'll make undo now. You can just have see this.
Yes, yes.
The pattern is increased or decreased. So like that, you can also add the shrinkage onto the pattern. And also this particularly depending on the fabric, and the type of washes to the fabric. And next I'll go for, but am I a little faster or?
No, you're perfectly okay. You can please carry on. You have 20 more minutes. Because we will then, because we would then want the people to ask you some questions also.
Yes, madam. Yeah, I'll continue that.
I want if you can give them a glimpse of how easy grading is here.
Yes, yes.
Because that's one problem all faculty faces, and they need to understand that how standards can be fed in, and just at the click of a mouse, we get the pattern graded.
Yes, yes. I'll go for the next
Yes,
step. Before
totally
that,
agree, ma'am.
before that, I'll go for the naming of the patterns here. There is a text here. So by using that, just I'll give, this is the front part. And as I said earlier, the fabric type that can be selected here. As I said, just showed what I'm creating here. So the cotton will be for all components. I select cotton here. In case of trousers or jackets, so you can assign the fabric. Maybe it's a lining. You can go for lining here.
Yes.
Yeah, now I select the cotton for all over the components. So symmetry is nothing but how many components are required, left and right. So I've already given two. Basically, we need to create the placket over here if you want. You can create placket. Then we can give one, or else now I go for two, multiple here. So I just click here. Okay. So now we can see onto this. It's the front two, the cut two. Base is M and the fabric is a cotton here. I save it. I'll go for save here. So this is a shirt. I'll give as a shirt. Designer name like APC or again, and I'll just give it as the style name is the full sleeve shirt 145. Let's see, and the season. I just save this. So there you can see this. The font size can be increased here. The style name, front two components, base size, and the fabric.
Yes.
In the same way, I'll go for other components too. Then we can start the grading. This is a yoke part. I need two components. I mean, cut two. It will be, and this is the back. This is already open, so I need only the one. Cut one.
Only one.
Yes, only one. Yes, and the fabric is same. The cotton, everything. And this is sleeve. I need cut two. I select symmetry simply here. And then this is the curve. I need 4. What will be 4? Let's say this is a collar. I need 2. Cut 2. Let's say this is a neckband. Cut 2 pieces. Yes. Now I draft the patterns, front back, everything I did for a complete style. And now we can take these patterns to the grading mode. Now I just click on here, the pattern mode to the grading. I just see now it turned as a G, the grading mode. Yes. Now we can come back to the pattern mode again. It's in the pattern mode. And now here, this is in the grading mode. So this is the second module. What we're discussing now. This is the second module, grading module.
Grading.
Yes, grading. Now the grading can be done here in 3 different ways. The first one is regular grading, or say equal grading, or even grading, whatever, equally grading. The second method is, first we'll discuss the first one, equal grading or even grading. So here what we do, we grade point by point. So I just select the HSP, high shoulder point. Just I'll give as X direction. X direction. In the sense, why X direction here? Because the pattern is in vertical direction. I need to grade the pattern towards the right hand side, which called X direction.
Yeah.
If the pattern is in a horizontal way, if it is a pattern is in horizontal direction, then we go for Y grading.
Y grading.
Anirban sir was asking DX and DY.
But I'm sure, Mohan, everybody would understand the X and the Y axis. Accordingly, they have been doing with the grains. So you can please carry on. Yeah.
Yes, I just grade this, and X value will be 0.5 inches here. 0.5 here, it will be like a 0.25 inches, the quarter inch at the neck, 0.25.
Yes. And that's getting very, very clear, because the direction in which the curves and the pattern is opening, we can make out the X gradient and Y gradient.
Yes, here I have to make both X and Y.
Right.
Yes, both X and Y. It is 0.5 means, as we discussed in the first session, Mr. Khan sir said that each pattern has 2 inches of difference,
Yes.
the size. So here I just mentioned 0.5 inches. This is onto the right hand component of the front. In the same way, left hand side, 0.5 inches, 1.
Yes.
Total will be 1. Then again,
Yes.
consider the back, both sides will be 1. Total,
1.
it will be 2 inches of a difference.
Yes.
So that is the reason just I consider here, it is 0.5 inches. At the bottom, we can go for 1 inch, the bottom grading.
Yes.
And then here, again, I'll go for 0.25 inches of grading. Yeah, this is for the front. In the same way, multiple points can be graded at a time, like this, by selecting multiple points and just enter the value.
Yes.
Yes, here, just I select multiple
Y
points.
also.
And then coming to the bottom here, I just give as -1. It has to be matched with the front, whatever the values you have entered for front, as well into the yoke.
Yeah.
I just enter 0.25, then here -0.25. It's a negative direction. Yes. Coming to the sleeve here, and then 0.5 here, -0.5, and then just grade at the bottom. The same way the side of the curve, 0.5, and then the bottom. Same, coming to the collars and neck bands. Because I've mentioned 0.25 inches at the neck.
Mhm.
Then this 0.25. Only 3 directions we grade the pattern. Then I'll come back to the pattern mode, then I save all these patterns. I just did the grading. This is what I've shown you is a regular grading.
Yes,
Irregular
even
grading yes, even grading. This is
Even grade.
yes. Irregular grading is nothing but we can use the tabular instead of using the value here. We can go for the table. Let's say this is
Tabular.
unequal values. Let's say
Unequal
give us
value.
1p. I just entered. So this is we call unequal grade.
Yes. And I'm sure all the faculty member who's been teaching pattern making are very familiar with the even and the uneven grading. So exactly on the basis of the standards, the information of the coordinates can be put in there. So
Yes.
if you want the grading for the double XL size on different gradients, it can be done accordingly.
Yes. If you want to go for even, that will be mentioned in the specification chart particularly.
Yes.
So accordingly, if they mention, normally we go for unequal grading generally. If they
Yes.
mention regular grading, we go for here. Otherwise, we can use the table.
Yes.
Yes. Next, I'll come back to the pattern mode. Then I'll
Save the
all
patterns.
these. Yeah, I save all these components. Next, the third module is about the marker making. This third module. First, we discuss the PDS pattern. Design system. Second one is the grading, and third one is the marker making. This is the third one. Here, what we do is, I create a new plan. Just I select the style, what we have created. And here we enter the ratio. And then here we give the fabric width, the marker width. And here what can be done, there are 2 different ways the patterns can be aligned. The first one is to just click. This is a manual method. This is there are 2 different ways aligning of the components or patterns. Which what I'm doing now is a manual aligning of the components. Like this. Click on the pattern. I can flip the pattern here. You can also flip the pattern. Yes. So this is a manual method. Each component, click on it and just place onto the working area. And by aligning all components itself, there you can see the efficiency, cutting utility, 67.7. This is the cutting utility. If I denote that, see that automatically this will be increased. It calculates, this is the target length accordingly. The patterns are aligned. It calculates accordingly this. If you keep on increasing, now this is the, which I've shown you is the manual alignment of the components of the patterns. If you go for auto mark here, as Madam explained, auto nesting or auto marking.
Auto nesting.
Yes, yes. So if you can click on auto marking, the patterns can be aligned automatically into the marker.
Yes.
And finally, you can see the efficiency over here. And there are different nestings, but this is just for educational initiative. This can be used auto nesting. And if you go for an industry, that super nesting can be used. There's different nestings again.
Yes.
But of course, this is also efficient. But I'm going to stop here. So the patterns all aligned. There you can see the efficiency, and this is the length, the consumption of total 6 number of sets, means 6 number of garment. And we can also take a mini marker report from here. I'll go for here, then I can just go to preview. I set up
Yes.
a landscape. I convert this into PDF. So directly you can take A4 sheet printer. There are 2 different types of print. This is a mini marker report, which I'm showing you now. These are called mini marker report, which can be sent to the buyer for the approval, for the mass production. I saved in the desktop as a test. So this we call a mini marker report. There you can find report, marker name, the marker weight, the total length. This is a consumption, average consumption per garment, total garments, and the efficiency, number of pieces 90. So the shrinkage, if you have added, it will show there. So this we call mini marker report. And if you want to export, this is for the bigger size, for the plotting. There is a tool here, plotter setup. I just added. So I just exported to HPGL file.
Yes.
So as you were discussing about the CNC cutters, plotters, so these can be directly connecting to the machines. So just I open the file here, those files which I've exported in the form of HPGL or PLT, that is a common file. So this can be here. So the machine, if the machine is connected, either CNC cutter or maybe plotter, maybe standing inkjet plotter, whatever, that can be shown here, the machine type. And as soon as you click on play or print, so the patterns automatically print or cut accordingly.
Yes.
So there you can see the complete information numbers if you zoom in. But these are all not overlapped.
Yes.
So this is relevant to the bigger size, actual size you can call it. So yes, madam. So this is
yes, exactly. And for everybody, all of us who have already been a part of the industry, who are working with the industry, or the ones who are only into teaching and not been working with the industry, it is very, very important to get used to a system like this. Because when we talk about the faculty remaining at the top and having a better understanding of the concepts than the student, even if we may not be able to use it, we need to have an exposure to something like this. And in the beginning, when I was talking to you, I said that the investment in a CAD/CAM system is very much, and since I've traveled extensively to various colleges of the country, I understand that there are many colleges which do not even have the CAD system. Whether it was Gerber or Lectra Mohan or the other systems, it was beyond the reach of the people. And let me also honestly share with you all, in 1996, when we procured pattern making CAD for the first time, and it was not only PDS, we also had the grading and the marker making module. It was expensive and we could not even afford an upgradation and also many keys. So we had only one standard key on the basis of which we had been working. But today, because of the economy of the software, you know, we've been able to purchase the software for the complete batch. So that is the type of difference which is available. Now, Mohan, there were a few questions in the chat box.
Yes.
They were trying to know about the software and the company which deals with it, and what is the approximate price at which it can be purchased. If you can share with them.
Yes, madam. See, that is the number. Totally, you know, the approximate price will be the first thing is depending on number of users you want.
Yes.
First thing. See,
Yes.
the training, if you buy one license or 10 license, the training has to be provided at your premises. Otherwise, no point investing this. So
Yes.
why I'm telling is this is the purely number of users depending on the first one. If you go for
Yes.
10 license, for example, say approximately, I can tell you that 10 to 20 license, I can say that 30,000 per user approximately.
Yes.
With the
Yes.
services.
And which is very less in comparison to what it was earlier, because earlier a single license would not cost more than less than 5 to 6 lakhs, and the moment it gets onto the thousands, I think it gets very easy for the faculty to tell the management to procure one so that the students can be given the input on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and one more thing, if you can buy this, is a lifetime. The one thing is, you know,
Yes.
you don't need that renewal every year, maybe after 3 years. It's not like that. One-time investment. If you buy it,
Yes.
use any time.
Yes. So any questions from any one of you to Mr. Mohan? He's
Yes, ma'am.
here to
Yes,
address,
ma'am.
please.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I have a question, ma'am. Yeah, actually, at first, I take this opportunity to express my thanks to Mohan sir and also Madam Poonam Madam for this nice presentation on CAD/CAM. And just, I have one question to you, Mohan sir, and that actually I have worked in Rich Piece CAD. There, one option is there that is called time nesting in case of marker. So
Yes.
where we can actually improve the efficiency by some trials. So whether that option is still there in this CAD.
Yes, sir. See,
Yeah.
I can show you here. In
Okay.
what happens, what you have is like auto mark. There is no option like that. There will be time nest.
Yes,
Correct.
time nest. It's called time nest.
As soon as I click on auto mark, it automatically see that it's like nothing but time nest. See, you can see the clock over there.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it is similar to that time nest of Rich Piece CAD, I think.
Yes,
Right?
100%, sir.
Okay, and sir, one more thing. Actually, here where we can add this size ratio of this marker. This actually how much for S, how much for M. This marker
Yeah.
ratio. Okay, it is there, right?
It is there.
Okay.
Anirban, perhaps this is an essential requirement of any software. You
Yes,
know,
ma'am.
the purpose of the faculty development program was to make faculty aware of whatever is available and also to facilitate them to provide the facilities to the students as a user, because that's very important. Many of us as teachers are familiar with the technology, but then that technology has not been able to reach to the ground root level because of its being expensive.
Yeah, ma'am, actually until the software company can produce academic version, and that it will be very
Because
because
these are the academic versions where the students can very easily learn. So that is how it gets very user friendly and cost effective.
yes, ma'am, and also that is economical. That is kind of economical.
Very economical. Yes.
Yeah, I'm agree with the Poonam ma'am, as she has told, like these are the softwares which, I mean, we are also using Rich Piece, we are having Lectra, we are having, and in that this seems to be the bit change as they have done. I mean, we are having the student version with us. We have purchased the license of that.
Yes, there is a student version in this also. And Praveen, Dr. Praveen, the issue here is that even if the Reach Piece is also equally, we are not here to compare, you know. For us,
No, it's not.
every
I'm saying
software
like,
is
we are getting. I mean, I'm agree with whatever you have told. Like we are getting the lots of knowledge from the different areas. Like we might be knowing with the reach piece, we might be knowing with the Lectra, but
Yes.
yeah.
There were times the world was using Optitex. There was time
Yeah.
world was only using Gerber and Lectra. There
Yeah,
are still a
Tuka
few
Tech also is
companies
there.
Yes, Tuka has been there. When I started my career in computer-aided designing, TukaCAD was the first thing that I learned. So, but it's over the period of time, it's important for the faculty to give to the students, which is very friendly, which is very,
Yes,
very user-friendly, on a click of mouse. If the type of students that we're getting these days are not similar to what we used to get earlier. They have a very less concentration time. They have very less seating time now. It's so tough to make for a teacher to make a student sit in the class for more than
in
half
fact,
an hour.
into the due course of time, that softwares have been made more user friendly.
Yes.
I mean, earlier it used to be have only the like icons and everything is there. Today it has been
Yes.
made in such a simple way that everyone can, any layman can understand that what are all the tools and everything, like they can understand it easily.
Yes, and Dr. Praveen, you would agree? Yeah, please,
I'll
Mohan.
give an example, sir. I'll
Yeah.
give an example. See, because as you know, different softwares and also use it to see any software. See, if you want to create, first you have to make one rectangle. Any pattern if you want to go for first. You cannot directly make a line, or directly you cannot make a curve. If you can see in Tuka or maybe Electra or maybe some other software, you have to make one rectangle. But here, what I showed is direct pattern, drawing a line, curve. So directly, I modified accordingly how I want. Isn't it?
Hello,
Yes.
am I audible?
Yes, Malika.
Actually, this is to convey my sincere thanks to ma'am and Mohan sir, because initially in the morning session, it was very difficult for me to understand what sir is explaining. But the way, in a lucid manner, Mohan sir is explaining the upgrade, downgrade, and the allowances and how the different modules of the software, that is very lucid and very understandable. Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful, Malika, and I'm sure it was worth the waiting.
Yeah, ma'am.
Because of the connection, we
Yeah.
got a little restless earlier, but then it was worth the waiting.
But
Yes.
the way he is explaining, it is totally complimentary to you. Thank you, both of
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Mohan sir. I have one question, please. So, according to you, which is the best software that is user-friendly for the students? So, can you name some of the softwares?
See, madam, this is a marketing point of view. I can say, I never say that my product is the best. I can say the better.
Okay. But so
Yes,
far, I
Miss,
think this is one of the easiest softwares that I have seen.
Yes,
This
Miss
is-
Philip. Miss Philip, he may be in a very tight spot to be answering this, but then I can say it. As I began the presentation this afternoon, I said, times have changed. From difficult to easy is the need of the hour.
Yes.
Companies may, support and boast of having Lectra and Gerber, as people boast of having the images of the royals in their family. But it's at the end of the day, if we cannot use it, it's not worth it.
Yes, absolutely,
I may have medallions which lie back home as a showpiece, but I need to use them. So ultimately, until and unless the technology can filter down to the level of the student, it's not worth it. And I personally say that there is a lot of development which has been happening in this CAD software, and been using so many CAD softwares. This is amongst the easiest. Even a small child, when I go back home and I share this with my son who's only 13 years old, he uses it more easily than I can do it. So I think that is the challenge. Anybody who does not even know pattern making can use this software, because right in the beginning, Mohan gave you an example of the dictionary where you have certain storage capacity of saving the standard patterns. Sitting here, if I give a direction to my son that open the library and try and give me a short pattern graded into even grading 0.5 up and down, he will be able to do it for me and send me a PDF file. So that is the type of convenience that we are seeking at these days. And when these students go to the industry, if I'm teaching them something and in the industry they have something, there is no relationship that can be built up. So we are the ones who can tell them this is user friendly. They go to the industry, tell them that this is easy to be used, and ultimately convert it into the formal government procedure. So that is the purpose, Ms. Philip.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You can also just
Any other question, please?
Yeah, ma'am. Just one more question, if I can.
Yes.
Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah.
We may wind up the session, madam.
We will be doing, Harpreet, just give us 2 minutes. Last question from Mr. Anirban. Last question and then we wind up. Yes, Anirban.
Yeah. Actually, ma'am, it was to Mohan sir. Once again, just I wanted to know, ma'am, in the mini marker stage, whether we can have this fabric consumption per piece of garment, whether that can be automatically calculated.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Okay. Actually, that I cannot see. I can zoom. Okay, ma'am. Okay, Mohan. Okay.
Here you can see that. This is
Yes.
Yeah.
garment.
This
Yeah. Set means per garment.
Okay. Thank you. It is really excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
Anirban, it can also take the buffers, right, left, up, down, the percentage buffer allotment, and the possibility what can be added. You know, if you are using a knit structure, it tells you how much variation is to be kept. You can automatically get the variation between the main pattern, the lining, and the interlining only if you fill in the gaps. Yeah, you do not have to develop the pattern separately. So the moment you give the gradients, you will automatically get the lining and the interlining pattern alongside, depending upon the type of the fabric which is to be used. So that's the beauty. That's the beauty. Further beauty of this software.
Really great. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. And we shall be sharing the details of Mohan in the group. Anybody who would want to get in touch with Mohan can also get in touch with him directly for any further queries. So Mohan, thank you so much. I think we could complement each other, and I'm sure we will be able to make audience happy day after tomorrow as well with something more.
Sure, ma'am. Definitely will do that.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you.
So
Pleasure.
thanks a lot, Mohan sir. Thanks a lot for your interactive session. So we may now wind up this session, and with a request to rejoin at sharp 2:30 for a very interactive session we have.
Yes.
Very senior professor, emeritus professor from IIT New Delhi, respectable Sri Vijay Kumar Kothari, is going to deliver the next session on fabric texture and its effect on the apparel properties. So I request all the participants, they can now leave this meeting, and for rejoining at sharp 2:30 for the next session. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you again. Yes, madam. No, madam, we have to say thanks to you for giving an opportunity for, like this platform. Yes. Okay, yeah. Yes. Okay. Together, yes, that's fine. That's great thought, actually. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. That's great. Yes. Yes. Yes, madam. Yeah. Yes, madam. Okay. Yeah, you did a lot of work, actually. Yes. 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 Yes, ma'am. Okay. That's great. Okay. That's great, ma'am. Yes, photograph with your name and with initials. That's very important. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Sure, madam, definitely. But again, how do you feel about the presentation, madam? I need the feedback from. Yeah, that's great. Because Yeah. Yes, madam, that is what I could not, but a lot of things still. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. That's great, madam. Thank you very much again. Yes, madam. Yes, I have it. Yes. 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 Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Definitely. I'll be in touch with you then. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot once again, madam. Yeah. Bye.